Hi everyone, and thank you for watching. In this video, I'm going to talk about sun gazing, blue spectrum light, improving your vision, and doing this through nutrition. And what I'm going to do in this video, the main thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a shake, a vegetable and herb shake. Almost all of the ingredients are vegetables and herbs. And all the ingredients have a really great reputation at improving vision, eyesight, and eye health. Now, the whole premise of this video that I'm making here now came to me through an infomercial that I saw a couple of weeks ago. And the infomercial really piqued some thoughts in my mind about eyes and vision. Like me, I'm middle-aged, so my vision is, it becomes challenged around that time for everyone. I think it's common. And if you've been following my channel, I'm a big advocate on sun gazing. And with the sun gazing, it can hurt you, of course. So you have to know how to do it, and there's a lot of nuance when you sun gaze. You can't just do it and not know what you're doing. And I've made many videos about sun gazing, and I have a playlist. It's in my comments section if you want to check that out. And I've even written a book about sun gazing. It's also in the comments section. And with sun gazing, I've made over 15 videos, and like with me and my whole sun gazing experience, I've done it to the extreme, like looking directly at the sun midday and for like an hour. At one point I was doing it that way, and probably no one really should try to do that, but I do have that experience. I did it and I documented it over like 6 years, and I put it in my book. Now I've made 3 key videos that's in my playlist about sun gazing, and the reason why I say they're key is because they focus on the safety aspect of sun gazing. And those 3 videos are, I made one about, I think, 5 years ago. It's called Sun Gazing the Negatives. And this was when I had been sun gazing for 3 years, totaling or averaging about 30 minutes per day for 3 years, doing it any time of day. Just, really hardcore stuff and kind of crazy actually. And during that time, I took a driving test, and I had to go to an optometrist and get my eyes checked to make sure my vision was good for my eye exam. And when I did that, I got a surprise. They put my eye on a big screen, and they X-rayed it, or whatever you call that, and they showed me my eye, and they showed me the inflammation in the back on my retina, like it's a spot that they showed me of inflammation on my retina from my sun gazing for 3 years, doing it extensively. And even though they showed me that, like, I never had any vision problems. And they also said, we're surprised that you don't have vision problems, but I had no vision problems. So that was my first wake-up call, and I made a video about that, and it's in the comment section. And the second key video that I think I've made about sun gazing, I did it early last year, 2022, and that video was it was about me completing 6 years of sun gazing, 6 years of dedicated sun gazing. And when I say dedicated sun gazing, again, like looking directly at the sun, averaging probably 15 or 20 minutes a day over 6 years. And of course, I modified how I did it. I tried to make it safer over those years and modify it, like not sometimes or often looking in the direction of the sun and sun gazing that way, just having it in my my field of vision to get the sunlight into my eyes and recharge my body like that instead of looking directly. I did a lot of alterations. But anyway, at that time, I stopped. I discontinued my sun gazing at that time at 6 years because I had vision problems. And the vision problems that I had came directly, immediately after taking a pharmaceutical drug for antifungal medication because I wanted my feet perfect. And the doctor wanted me to take the medication for a whole year in order for my nails on my feet to grow back perfectly. I did it. I took it for 1 month, and after 1 month, my vision dramatically got not good. It was really weird, and I discontinued taking. I didn't do the whole year. I only did 1 month because that really scared me. But I also knew that the sun gazing wasn't helping. It probably was exasperating. It's probably doing the sun gazing along with taking that pharmaceutical drug was like a bad idea. But I documented that. I made a video about it, and I talked about that experience with you. And I'll leave that if you want to check it out too. And the third key video that I made about sun gazing was the video about sun gazing during noon. I think I made it last year also. Sun gazing during noon, looking directly at the sun, but the catch is close your eyes. In that way, you don't get the concentrated effect on your retinas, and you get pure infrared light, which is really regenerative. You know, the sun is, I think, 60% infrared light. The majority of the light in the sun is infrared light. My numbers may be off, but the majority of the light from the sun during any time of the year, whether it's peak summer or winter, you're going to have a huge amount of infrared light in the sun. And by sun gazing that way, you get pure infrared light to heal you at a peak time during the day where you will get the most benefit from it. And with sun gazing, of course, you use up your eyes that when you do it that way. When you do it too extreme, you know, the best way and the most highly recommended way is to do it early in the morning. Like right now, it's early in the morning, the sun isn't even up yet, and you catch the sun rising over the horizon, and you do it during that time. And you can pretty much do it as long as you want to do it during that time without any harmful effects on your eyes, on your vision. So, you know, that's the best way. Or you could do it when the sun's going down. And you know, you're supposed to do it gradually, you know, adding a couple of seconds every few days or something like this. I've made, you know, lots of videos about, you know, the hero retinal method, and I've, you know, talked about those different things, those different ways of doing it. But another side of another part of sun gazing that a lot of people don't realize or account for is that the blue spectrum light in your homes or at your job or through your screens that you stare at all the time, this, you know, all this light here, it sets your eyes up to not be able to handle the sun well. So one way you could look at it is that, you know, the sun gazing is made worse by the blue spectrum light. You take away the blue spectrum light, the sun is less harmful to you. Keep in mind that the blue spectrum light, you get this all the time. You're staring into a screen all the time. But if you sun gaze, you're consciously doing that activity. You're only doing it for 5-10 minutes, however long you sun gaze, whatever your routine is. And, you know, it's nowhere near the blue spectrum lights. Of course, you know, with sun gazing, you're concentrating the sun onto your retinas, but you don't have to do it that way. You could simply look in the direction, have the sun in your field of sight, and get that light into your eyes and recharge your body, or refocus your eyes. Whatever you're trying to do with that activity, you can you get the benefit. You don't have to look directly at it. But my whole point in, you know, talking about this is the blue light makes the situation just a whole lot worse, because it's it's a one spectrum of light, and the sun is a full spectrum. And think of blue spectrum light as like, you know, eating junk food, just a junk food diet. And we do it so much that we just act like it doesn't even exist. It's not even a factor, but it's a huge factor. And you wouldn't know until you detox yourself from it and completely remove it from your life and live that way for a while, and you'll see how different you are and how different you feel. So enough about talking about the sun, the blue spectrum light. So now I want to talk about your eyes and all of your body gets used up, and they get used up faster and faster as you age. And one big factor in your body being used up faster and faster is stem cells. And of course, your lifestyle affects how you run through your stem cells. The more of your stem cells you run through, the slower your regeneration is. And that would go for your eyes with the light and different light, whatever you do with the light, with this, you know, whether it's sun gazing or blue spectrum light, or whether it's your vision. And I think a lot of people have vision problems these days because of, you know, the whole technology craze and all the screens and the blue spectrum light. I think we're not gonna like see how bad this actually is until probably a couple more decades, when everything just really starts to show itself. But I guess we gotta wait and see. Now all we can do is just talk and theorize about it like I'm doing right now. But you know, I talk about stem cells because the infomercial that I saw that inspired me to make this video, it broke down. It gave me about nine different whole foods and herbal supplements that increase the amount of adult repair stem cells in the body. You know, you have stem cells for certain things. You have skin stem cells, you may have eye stem cells, you may have brain stem cells, you may have stem cell for your liver. You know, stem cells are specific, but adult repair stem cells, they're stem cells for the entire body. They're stem cells that turn into whatever the body needs them to turn into. You know what? I'm going to leave that video, the infomercial, a link to the infomercial in my comments below, so you can check that out for yourself. I think it's pretty good. They're selling a supplement, so you have to be wary of that, but the information is pretty solid. So there's certain foods that increase the amount of adult repair stem cells in the body. And the foods that I'm focusing on, they're also good for vision. So vision, fruit and vegetables and herbs that increase the amount of adult repair stem cells. And remember, they don't only, like the ones I'm going to show you are for eyes, but they can turn into anything in the body, wherever the body needs. So this is basically a tonic, a cure-all, something to revitalize your entire body. And I can tell you the effects are, you can feel the effects. You'll definitely notice like a pretty good change, especially if you do something that's performance based to show you that you're getting better. Like this morning I ran my 6 miles. I do this almost every day, and I immediately know if whatever I did yesterday was good or bad through that. That's part of the reason why I do it, to keep me honest and keeping myself healthy. So let's get right to the video. Let's talk about these different ingredients. I'm just going to tell you what the ingredients are and just briefly introduce them. And then after I tell you what the ingredients are, I'm going to give you more in-depth information about these different foods and herbs. Okay, so the first food or herb that increase the amount of adult repair stem cells is, and keep in mind, I honestly don't know if they increased adult repair stem cells. I did the research. This is what I found. And when I researched it, I saw and I already knew that these foods are good for the eyes. So I know they are, if the whole adult repair stem cell theory isn't exact, I know all of these foods are really awesome for the eyes, and they have a synergistic effect on one another in building your eyes and making your vision a whole lot better. So let's get right to it. So the first thing is alpha lipoic acid, and I forgot to take this out of the refrigerator. So alpha lipoic acid, and the food that I have for alpha lipoic acid is broccoli. Broccoli is supposedly the richest food in alpha lipoic acid. So I'm just gonna take one stalk and put it in here. So this is my vegetables that I have in my, I'm gonna blend these, and I put broccoli in here. Of course, you can modify this based on what you need more of or what you like more of, make it, accordingly to your taste. So alpha lipoic acid, what it supposedly is good for, if I can remember correctly, alpha lipoic acid, it fixes a lot of things, but for my purposes, it's real big on the nerves. And the eye is loaded with nerves, especially the optic nerve. So alpha lipoic acid is important for rebuilding nerves. And based on the research that I've done, broccoli doesn't have it's supposedly one of the best or most well-known alpha lipoic rich foods, but it doesn't have much alpha lipoic acid. So in that case, I actually have a supplement. And these are solid pills. So I can't put the powder into my shake like I'm gonna do the other herbs. But with this, you may want to go with the supplement also. But if you just want to go whole food, broccoli is what I've learned is quite rich in alpha lipoic acid. So the next food that I have in my shake is onion. So onions are a powerhouse when it comes to your eye health and overall body health. Onions. I have a high degree of respect for onions. I love onions. I always feel good when I eat onions. The taste is great. It's a blood cleanser, blood purifier. It's a powerful antioxidant. It does a lot of great things. Again, I'll go more in depth about the nutrient in each of these that I'm talking about. But in the onion, the main thing that supposedly increases the amount of adult repair stem cells is quercetin. So the nutrient quercetin. Onions are extremely rich in quercetin. And not gonna lie, eating an onion every day in this, eating like a third of an onion in this, I get tired of it. So the next best thing would be an apple. Apple is probably one of the next highest foods or fruit or vegetables in quercetin. So onion's number one. Onion's way number one, but apple is probably a good substitute. So if you get tired of onions, you could go apple on another day. And you put that into your. So I have onion here at the bottom. So just alpha lipoic acid and onion and quercetin alone are powerhouses for regenerating your eyes and vision and increasing the amount of adult repair stem cells. And remember, they don't only make stem cells for the eyes; they do it for the entire body. So this is the health tonic, pretty much. And the next foods that I have in my shake are. Well, actually, the next nutrient that I'm focusing on here is something called what's it called? Zeaxanthin and lutein. Zeaxanthin and lutein. And what I have for zeaxanthin and lutein are I have spinach in here and I have collard greens. Now, collard greens, I love collard greens. I've been in Asia for a decade and I could never find collard greens. And I'm back here in America and I've been eating collard greens. I've cook them with like cook them, add some flavor to them, and eat them, and just come to life. Just come to life. It's so amazing. And when I started eating them on a regular basis, I was like, how could I ever have like taken all this time, a whole decade of not really eating collard greens? But collard greens are amazing. But another substitute, and again, zeaxanthin. The main things you're looking for here is zeaxanthin and lutein. And you could also do kale. Kale doesn't really do anything for me at all. I don't know. It's overhyped to me. But you could do kale could be an alternative, or leafy green vegetables basically for the lutein and zeaxanthin. Leafy green vegetables. And I just gave you two powerhouses: spinach and collard greens. And then what's the next one? Rutin. There's a rutin. Rutin is another one that's extremely good for the eyes, and it's supposedly really good for circulation for the eyes. And circulation is one thing about healing, particularly if you're not in shape or if you're aging. Circulation affects your regeneration. So circulation is really important, especially with the eyes. Circulation really important for it to keep repairing itself. So rutin. Now rutin is in stuff like buckwheat. When I was in Asia, I ate something called soba noodles, which soba noodles are buckwheat noodles, and they're like brown looking noodles, and made from buckwheat. I don't even really know what buckwheat is, but I used to eat this on a pretty regular basis. And something else, tea. Black tea is rich in rutin, and I'm a pretty big black tea drinker. Earl Grey tea is one of my favorite teas, black teas to drink, and you can get rutin that way. I'm not gonna drink tea today. I've been drinking it for the past few mornings. I'm gonna go coffee today. I'm gonna skip my tea. I'm gonna skip my rutin. So the next ingredient in my smoothie for creating more adult repair stem cells and rebuilding your eyes, rebuilding your vision, is a supplement called bilberry. And it's even marketed. It says here, circulation, eye support, and I'll give you more information at the end of the video about what bilberry is. But bilberry has a pretty strong reputation about it rebuilding the eyes, and this is all is going back to the whole circulation thing. Circulation is really important. Blood circulation. And something that I failed to mention, I talked about alpha-lipoic acid earlier with the broccoli. Alpha-lipoic acid, it has a major effect on your mitochondria. And what you're going to know if you pay attention to this, a lot of stuff always goes back to mitochondrial health. So you could probably tie a lot of these things all the way back to mitochondrial health. They'll say this is for the eyes, the skin, or whatever, but in the end, you'll probably end up talking about mitochondria. Mitochondria will probably be the bottom line with all of these. But bilberry. So with bilberry, what I do with this, this is an herb. So what I do with this for my shake is I have a capsule, and I open the capsule, and I pour it into here. Open the capsule and pour it into here. I pour it into there, and I mix it. I'm going to mix it later in the blender. So that's bilberry. So the next herbal ingredient that I have in my shake is an herb called eyebright. And eyebright, it's another well-known herb about eye health and rebuilding the integrity of the eyes. I'll talk more at the end about what it actually is and what it does, give you more information. I'm still kind of in the dark about exactly what it is, but I heard great things about it and I have it. And again, this is in capsule form, so I cannot open this and put it into my shake. So I'm just going to take it with the shake as a peel. And lastly, well, almost lastly, the next supplement I have is milk thistle. Now, milk thistle, I can tell you a little bit about this. I can tell you quite a bit about this. I've used this for a long time throughout my life. In my earlier life, in my younger life, I was real big into sports and fitness and all of this. And I took a lot of different supplements, protein. I took things that mimicked hormones that you could find at the GNC or General Nutrition Center, commercial places that, you know, I assume they're safe because they're at GNC. But, you know, if you use anything out of the proper context, it can be unsafe. But, you know, with a lot of stuff you do, like, for example, eating heavy protein diet, it puts a pretty big strain on your liver. And milk thistle is a liver regenerative supplement. And I used to take this I took it all through my young life and my sport life to make sure my liver was good. And your liver is the filter for your kidneys. So if you fix your liver, you regenerate your liver, your kidneys all automatically gets a lot of the stress taken off of them. So be good to support your liver. And of course, you know, we're talking about circulation, and you want to clean the blood up. Have the blood, you know, clean the blood up so that everything's going to good working order and improve your whole regeneration that way. So this isn't directly for the eyes. This is actually purely my idea, and it's part of my shake. And this probably won't be for everyone, but I support my liver. And you know, if you know some things, you know some other great supplements that would complement this, you know, feel free to put it in the comments section. I would love to hear what you have to say. And this is in no way comprehensive. I want to make another video with new or different ingredients, and I want to keep it all as natural as possible. I don't want to go into a bunch of peels and stuff like this. I want to keep it with whole foods and herbs and that type of thing. Even though I have a couple of these, that, for example, the alpha-lipoic acid, which is it's a peel, and there's no other way I could try to get it natural. I don't know any other way, so I have the peel. And the eyebright, which it says that it is a herb. It says that it says it's all natural and all this stuff, but yeah, when I look at it, it's basically hard peel. So, you know, I'm doing the best of what I have, and this is my shake. And the last thing is here I have carrot juice. This is 100% pure carrot juice, no sugar added, pure carrot juice. And we all know about you know, carrots are loaded with vitamin A, and vitamin A is real important for the photoreceptors, for nighttime photoreceptors, help you see in the dark. And also with the leafy green vegetables, they're loaded with vitamin A also. So vitamin A is a powerhouse when you're dealing with the eyes. But the other reason I have the carrot juice is because it's sweet. Carrots are naturally sweet, so it's going to make this tasty. As you can imagine, this is probably, you know, it doesn't taste that great, so it's going to make it tasty. So I'm going to add this carrot juice to it. And on some days, actually most days, I don't use carrot juice. I use spring water, and I add honey to it, honey and salt. And I use the honey or salt, the amount of honey and salt, accordingly to my taste and how well it tastes. You know, some of you may like it, you know, something more sweeter, so you go more honey, and some people may want to neutralize to kind of disguise the onion more, and you may have salt. You know, kind of like with a V8 or a tomato juice. With tomato juice, they have salt added to it, and it kind of neutralizes it. But you know, it affects the taste. So that's my video on my smoothie to support vision, support the SunGazing experience, mitigate the blue spectrum light. And last thing, I didn't really mention about the blue spectrum light. Talked about this before in past videos. You want to protect yourself as much as possible and block this blue spectrum light. And one way to do it was with the orange glasses. Like just probably like 5 or 6 years ago, people were like laughing at this, saying, "Oh, that's just us going extreme, ridiculous." But if you pay attention, as time is going by, more and more big name stars and people that are behind the camera, in the media and all this stuff, you'll see them wearing these. You'll see a lot of people that, you know, they're figuring out. It's coming to the forefront how important it is to protect your eyes from this blue spectrum light. And orange, orange is one of the best ways to do it, but they have the clear ones. The clear ones I don't like. And I've been on these for years, and this is something that can really support your vision, because for example, with like blue spectrum light, it eventually changes the shape of your eyeball. Your eyeball, I forget what you call it. You know, an eyeball can get flat, eyeball can get long, and looking into these screens at the blue spectrum light, that light affects how your eyeball adjusts to look at the picture. Whatever light you're looking at, the light your eyeball has to change its shape in order to focus properly. And that's one of the benefits or effects of SunGazing, is that it reconfigures this. It gives your eye the correct spectrums of light to where it can focus and the shape is proper, and you have good vision. And also with the SunGazing, another thing is you're looking at something that's really far away, and that also helps your vision also by looking at something that's really far away. And speaking of that, I'm going to make a video real soon about looking at something else that's really far away at night time. It's going to be an interesting video. I'm going to make it real soon. But so I got a real nice blender here. I'm at my cousin's place, and he introduced me to something called a NutriBullet blender, and this NutriBullet blender is outstanding. This, you know, with these ingredients, if you want it to taste good, you want it to be smooth going down, you probably want a real good blender with this. So in this section, I'm going to talk about some key things to consider when you're making these smoothies, and about the ingredients of the smoothies, the different vegetables and herbs. Keep in mind that I'm just talking about things that I'm passionate about or just very interested in, and this is for entertainment purposes only, so please keep that in mind. Now, here's some things I think you should consider when you're making a smoothie and when you're choosing your vegetables or fruits or even herbs. Local vegetables and fruits are best. And that means whatever your region is, it's best to eat from your region, because the sunlight grows the fruit and vegetables in your region, and they'll have the best chemistry with your body because you're in that area experiencing the same weather conditions as the fruit and the vegetables. So it's an energetic match. So the next thing you want to consider when you're making your shake is make sure it's season appropriate for the same reason. You know, if you do this, you pick from your area for the fruit and vegetables, it should be season appropriate anyway. And the next thing, you know, you want to master your region. You want to have an idea of what can grow in your area. A good way to think about the ingredients that you put into your smoothie, you ask yourself, you look outdoors or you go outside, you ask yourself, is this possible for this to grow here? Can this exist where I am right now under these conditions? If it can, it's probably a good ingredient, good fruit, vegetable, herb to go into your smoothie. If not, it may not be the best thing, or it may not work most optimally for you. It may not work the best for you. But I think you like some of the things in the smoothie, like the herbs. I think you can forego the season, but it works best if you do it within the proper season and the proper region. Next thing is hydration. You know, hydration makes everything work. It speeds up your metabolism and it just turns your body on. You know, water is the battery for your body, and the body can only hydrate itself so much, and we have to hydrate it, the rest of it, on our own with more consumption of water, or more consumption of water filled foods, or even more consumption of foods that push the body to make more water. Yes, the body can make water without you actually drinking water, but that's a whole different story. And the other thing you want to consider is, of course, your overall health. You know, you want to go to a doc or a physician and talk to them about the ingredients that you're putting in this. You know, they say check with a physician or check with a professional first. You know, that applies to what I'm talking about here. So let's go on with the ingredients that I talked about. So, you know, I said everything that I talked about that I put in my smoothie, they are under the theory of adult repair stem cell promoting foods. Two things that I did not talk about when in the video just before was lycopene. And clearly in my smoothie there was a tomato at the bottom. If you remember, there was a tomato, and tomato is a source of lycopene. Usually things that are red colored are lycopene rich foods. I didn't write down the list, but you can easily do a check with Google and figure out what other lycopene rich foods. But I know watermelon is another one. It's red. Red fruits are another lycopene rich food. And tomato, of course. Tomato is the big dog. Tomato is one of the most lycopene rich foods. And you know, you go seasonal. You find out what's lycopene rich and you go seasonal. That could be your primary lycopene source. But lycopene was very high on that list. It's one of the major eye supporting foods. And we'll talk about it in a moment. Actually, I do have it on the list. I just realized I do have it on the list. We'll get to it in a moment. And the next thing I didn't talk about that was on my list that I forgot was vitamin C. Vitamin C rich foods are very, very good for your eyes. And vitamin C works synergistically with all of these other ingredients, fruits, vegetables, herbs, for eye health and eye circulation. So now, what we talked about already, alpha lipoic acid. And I gave you just some quick information, what they're very famous for or well known for. It's in no way comprehensive or it tells you everything that they do. It will be beyond the scope of this video to talk about a lot of those things, but I'm just going to give you some major key points here. Now, alpha lipoic acid, broccoli is supposedly the best source of it. Broccoli, here it says broccoli, spinach, tomatoes, Brussels sprouts. But usually it comes in very small amounts, and a supplement, if you have if you have an issue or you're really trying to speed things up, a supplement will probably be your best bet here versus purely the broccoli or the spinach, tomatoes, Brussels sprouts. But you know, it's always good to have the natural food in here where you have the enzymes and it's in its natural environment where you can digest it under as natural circumstances as possible. You know, even though you would never in real life or in real nature do a pill or a supplement, but you know, if you're supplementing, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to beat nature anyway. So the next thing I talked about was quercetin. Remember onion. I stressed the onion and talked about how powerful the onion is. Now quercetin and alpha lipoic acid are the two major ones in this, because alpha lipoic acid is good for nerve health, and eye is a nerve dense area, and it's a super nerve area. Even the optic nerve is like one of the master nerves over the body. So alpha lipoic acid promotes that, promotes you fixing even damaged nerves. If you could read it here, numbness in arms, legs from nerve damage. So it's use it for nerve damage treatment. So this is like a nerve supplement. And then quercetin is a powerhouse. There's so many things here, so many things not here about quercetin, but here's a general overview of what quercetin is. Or So quercetin is known to use in the treatment of cancer, allergenic reactions, inflammation, arthritis, and cardiovascular disorders. The flavonoid also plays an important role in platelet aggregation and the peroxidation of lipids, and enhances the biogenesis of mitochondria. So that basically just said it makes your blood not sticky, so you have like better blood flow. It is a major blood thinner, onions. It metabolizes fats better, so you get better cardiovascular efficiency if you're some type of athlete. And it said enhanced biogenesis of mitochondria. That means the birth of new mitochondria, and that's all about energy. It's the bottom line of energy. So they just hit like some real big things regarding energy with quercetin. But quercetin there's so much more information out there about quercetin. And lycopene. I just talked about lycopene and different things that have lycopene in it. And here's the list. I'll just quickly talk about this. Tomato, asparagus, and red colored fruit are usually the lycopene rich food. So you can kind of choose between those and maybe do your own research, find out what's lycopene rich, and find out what's seasonally appropriate for you to put in your shake or to your taste. But here's the key information that I found from this in my research. Specifically, lycopene, thanks to its angiogenic, which means it grows blood vessels from the existing vasculature. So you have more capillary growth, those small blood vessels for something, let's say like an eye. Eye has lots of capillaries and blood vessels. Even your extremities would have the same type of thing. And it says that it was found to be the only carotenoid. Like orange and red colored things, carotenoids, they're real important for the eyes. That has been shown in different studies to promote, to protect ocular health, eye health, helping to reduce the risk of age-related macular degeneration. So carotenoids are real big and important in developing the eyes. They're a big part of the eyes and the development of the eyes. They're like key components that help the eyes grow and even build the eyes. And the next one, zeaxanthin. Zeaxanthin and lutein are usually talked about together. So zeaxanthin and lutein, and that's associated with the color orange. And keep in mind about the zeaxanthin and lutein. What I didn't talk about earlier, I was talking about blue light. These are some major protectors of blue light with your eyes, with the screen time, and like being inside of a building all day or inside of your home with the blue lights on all day. And it distorts in your mind or in your brain, in your body, that if the sun's actually out, and it screws up the signal to your body to your brain. Your body is designed to be accounting for the sunlight all the time. So when you're inside of a building or you're staring at a screen, you're ruining that clock. You're messing that program up, and it's going to be off. And if you throw this program off too much, it causes chaos in the body, and you get different health effects just from being under the wrong light or being under the wrong light too much. So zeaxanthin, visual acuity. So this is supposed to make your vision sharper based on this, and blue light protection. And zeaxanthin, spinach, eggs, broccoli, sweet potatoes. Lutein, green leafy vegetables, egg. So pretty much the same thing, but the green leafy vegetables, zeaxanthin, lutein, green leafy vegetables. Can't go wrong with those. And the next thing, the last few things, rutin. Rutin is known for eye circulation. And if you notice, a lot of these foods, they improve circulation. Circulation is a big thing. Circulating your blood helps the body heal like a whole lot better. It's really important to circulate the blood. So you want foods that really circulate the blood. The better they can circulate the blood, then the better they can heal like those little capillaries and those small blood vessels, which go to places like highly dense nervous areas like your eyes, and even your fingers and your toes. Those places where the small capillaries have to get blood to very small areas for them to perform well. But rutin, sources of rutin: buckwheat, asparagus, unpeeled apples, apple peel, fig, black tea, green tea, elderflower. Now this list, the list of root and rich foods, these are I eat a lot of this stuff. I love a lot of this stuff. I used to eat lots of buckwheat when I lived in Asia for all that time. Uh, um, Another one, black tea. Love black tea. Love green tea. Love figs. Love figs. Fig fruits are just great. Especially when I'm in a tropical area and figs are plentiful, or it's easy to buy them. Love figs. I feel so good eating them. And here it says rutin works to strengthen the blood vessels to prevent leakage and leaking into the eyes. So it was kind of hard to find information on rutin, but based on what I remember from what I found, the eyes, like places that have capillary dense areas like the eyes, those capillaries and blood vessels tend to get leaky, or the integrity lessens or worsens if they're under a lot of stress, or if a person is aging, like past middle age, then it becomes an issue. So like rutin, it strengthens those, it fortifies those and prevent them from leaking. Like if you've seen someone that I've based on my research, you see someone with like bloodshot looking eyes and it's always like that, they probably have like some leaky capillaries, and maybe the capillaries need to be strengthened or supported or fixed, or there was an issue somewhere with those. And I'm guessing it's involved with rutin. That's just my guess on that, my thoughts. So the last two things I'm going to talk about is eyebright and bilberry. Eyebright and bilberry are herbal supplements. And I mentioned earlier that one of them, I think it was eyebright, I had it in capsule form, but I was wrong. It was actually in capsule form. It wasn't a pill, it was a capsule. I could have just poured it into my shake, but I forgot about that. But anyway, let's talk about eyebright and bilberry, and I'll just go to a website. We'll just kind of look at it together. So eyebright, just eyebright for eyesight. The information for eyebright was kind of hard to find, but I'll just give you a brief talking to about it, and you can go and do your own research. Let me know if you found a better source. Now, I'll just read this. The plant has long been used as a topical treatment for redness, inflammation, and itchiness around the eye. So this is for like eye irritation, like actual irritation and damage to the eye. It's supposed to be good at relieving that type of irritation. And you can actually put boiled water or prepared solution directly onto your eye to get some type of soothing or beneficial effect from it to help your eyes heal better. And let's see. It said eyebright is also known for helping out other eye discomforts, like itchiness, and if something gets into your eye that hurts your eyes, or things that irritate your eyes. And here it says eyebright eye drops are pretty good. And here they just talked about topical things you can put directly into the eye, made into a liquid, but you saw in this video, I talked about herbs. I use it as herbs that can be ingested. I've never used it topically on top of my eyes. But here it says, ingested, it has been credited with treating the internal eye conditions as well. Some of these eye conditions include conjunctivitis, like pink eye, blood cell inflammation. And remember, if you have inflammation, it's going to restrict blood flow, and restriction of blood flow affects healing. And if it's not getting the blood and the oxygen and all the stuff that it needs to heal, it's going to affect your eyesight, and it's going to ultimately affect your eye health. So circulation, another herb talking about circulation. Circulation is so important. That's one of the key things that I found in my search and learn about eye health. So last one, bilberry. So bilberry was the other herbal supplement that I talked about. Bilberry has been scientifically proven to have the following benefits. It's got a long list, just like a lot of things that give you like this long list that seems kind of arbitrary. It's supposed to like fix everything, but and and it gets confusing. But here's what they talk. Antioxidant activity. Everybody says that everything's an antioxidant. Anti-inflammatory. Everybody don't say that, but you know, it reduces inflammation. And anytime you reduce inflammation, it's good and improves circulation. Promotion of collagen biosynthesis. So that's the integrity of the eye. You know, collagen is the integrity, makes things hold up and not be saggy and loses integrity. So the structures, it's supposed to be beneficial in helping the structures because they talk about collagen here. And inhibition of plate aggregation, formation of blood clots. Again, circulation, nothing clogging up the arteries. Another circulation, they're talking about circulation. Improving vascular tone, blood flow, vasculoprotective activity, improve circulation throughout the blood vessels in the body, delivering oxygen and nutrient-rich blood to our cells. Improves visual function. I guess circulation would improve visual function. They, you know, pretty much talk about circulation here. Alleviates visual fatigue. I don't really know what visual fatigue is. I guess reading for too long or looking at a computer for too long, I'm guessing. And protective against light-induced retinal damage. So this is supposed to repair the retina. It's supposed to be known, have a good reputation on repairing the retina. Again, I don't know how true this is and how effective it is. I haven't been taking it long enough in order to give you some good statements or good accounts of like what I think, but you know, I'll keep you updated. I'm gonna probably once a month for like the next 6 months under this video in the comment section. How does bilberry affect and protect the retina and macula? I'll just read some of this and we're almost finished. Probably got a couple more minutes. Our retinas are highly susceptible to photochemical damage from continuous exposure to light and oxygen. Research has shown that anthocyanin-rich bilberry extracts may have the ability to inhibit multiple biological pathways in the retina to protect vision function. Over time, the macula, the backmost part of the retina responsible for central vision, can be damaged by oxidative stress or ultraviolet light. This light exposure is known to be a contributing factor to eye disease, such as age-related macular degeneration, and can also contribute to the formation of cataracts. In plants, anthocyanins have been shown to protect from photo damage by absorbing blue-green light, thereby protecting the cells from high light stress. Blue light. They said blue-green light, but blue light, pretty much the computer screens and the excessive light that we get under, that we live under instead of under the sun. And here they just a video, not video, but a photo where they just pretty much talk about, you know, the blue light and that spectrum that bilberry protects you from the most based on what they believe. And here to talk about free radicals and neutralization of free radicals. Let's see what else it says here. Should I even read this? Let me just skim through it and see if I can summarize it. This basically talks about the color of it and the dark color of it and the antioxidant effects, and talks about it prevents it protects the cells, prevent them from dying prematurely, I guess preserving the eye. Okay, well, I'm not going to keep reading this. I'm just going to give you the website if you want to check it out. It says learn.eyecheck.com, how bilberry can help with macular health. And so here it is. Here it is. You know what? I'm going to taste it in front of you. I'm going to taste it in front of you. And then I'm going to make my coffee. And then I'm going to go have a seat over here and run some errands and do some things that I usually do, my morning routine. Onion is always real strong. The carrot juice covers it up. Honey is better at covering up the taste of the onion. The onions usually probably the issue. But I recommend going heavy on the onion. The onion is a powerful part of this smoothie. All right, thank you for watching my video. I love you all. You take care of yourself. You have a wonderful morning, day, noon, night, evening, whatever time it is in your part of the world. I love you. Take care. Bye.